Hello, my name is Oliver Glanz and I'm a professor of Old Testament at Andrews University. In this tutorial I would like to show you how to organize your digital library within Logos Bible software. Now it's very important that you, especially when you grow your library, your digital library, that you keep an overview on what you actually have and organize that library in this very similar way as you would do that with your with your printed libraries that you have at home. So you organize your bookshelves into different categories and make it possible for you to quickly find the resource that you actually want to work with. Now, an advantage of organizing your library that comes with it is actually that you can run very dedicated bulk searches. So imagine you're searching for a specific theological term, let's say salvation, and you want to search that word, that phrase, or that word salvation in your favorite theological dictionaries. So you don't want to lose time by browsing the appearance of that word in all kinds of dictionaries, but only actually limit your search results to your specific selection of theological dictionaries that you regard as being, high quality and that are favorized by you. Okay, so in order to do that, you need to organize your library. Let's go here to Logos and click here up there in the library, onto that library side. Make sure that you extend this library window all the way down so that you can get an overview of all the categories that are provided here. You see these different columns, they provide different categories, just an icon, then the type, then the title of that resource, then the author, then you see my text. We're going to have a look at my text. This will be very important here for organizing the library. Then you see the ratings that you personally can add to any resources, especially when you like a resource more than another one. You can give it more stars than another one, publication date, series, and so on. You can also add categories up here, for example, reading status. You just click on it and now you have on the very left, you should have that additional category here. You have it, reading status, and you see there are a couple of resources that I finished reading. So let's get that out of the way again. Okay, good. Now let's click on titles again. Okay, now in this tutorial I'm going to show you how to put your syntactical databases into one bundle, into one category, put them all together into one shelf section, so to speak. So in order to find your syntactical resources, you're not going to, I think I have like 6,000-7,000 resources here in my Logos installation. You're not going to scroll down and find those resources. You are basically searching for them by using this command line. So I type in syntax, and that should bring me up a limited list of sources that actually have this word syntax in them. For example, here, the Cascadia syntax graphs of the New Testament. Yes, I definitely want to put them into a specific category. In order to do that, you just click on that line. Then you see here an overview on the right, an overview of this particular resource. So you see the title, you see the authors, you see how you would have to cite or quote that source if you want to use it in an article also. So this is the most important part here of our exercise, namely add a tag. Here is adding a tag is basically organizing your library into specific categories. You could say also add a category instead of add a tag. So let's call this syntax tools. This is now my tag, syntax tools. Now obviously there's just one resource now that is put into the category syntax tools, and that's the Cascadia syntax graphs of the New Testament. Now you see here there are other sources that belong to the Cascadia syntax graphs, and I want to add them into my text as well. So I click on this other one and type in the same category, syntax tools, and there you see we will get a pop-up suggesting the very category that you have used previously. You see hopefully here now that we have two categories, two resources that received my tags, that is my category. syntax tools. Now we want to continue with this work. We want to add also here the Cascadia syntax trees for the Old Testament. So again, we will type syntax tools. All right, good. There they are. Now we want to go for the Hebrew syntax databases as well. Here you have them. The clause visualizations of Anderson Forbes. This is the Old Testament version of syntax trees on the Hebrew text. So we type in syntax tools. Now what you see is, in this particular case, I have used already a tag, a category. But that's not a problem. You can add as many tags to a resource as you want. That would mean that our Anderson Forbes phrase marker analysis will show up in our category syntax tools as well as in our category Old Testament texts. Okay, good. Then let's search whether there's anything else that we want to add. I think this is basically it. Here the glossary, probably database explanation for the Anderson Forbes database. Let's put this in here too. Syntax tools, all right, and then also the Anderson Forbes text. So to make it, so click here on library again. Okay, to make it easy to find the Anderson, I just type this in Anderson Forbes, and then you see we have syntax tool here, syntax tool. So here we have to add the syntax tool as well. Syntax tools. Okay. And that's it. Okay, good. Now, I can easily find all my resources that are analyzed or that are put together under the category syntax tools. I could just now type in here syntax tools, and you see that my specific selection of resources show up here. As you probably have noticed already, I use a lot of categories just in order to improve the efficiency of my work. When I click here on my tags, you'll see that I have, let's put this in alphabetic order, that I have a lot of categories here. My best commentaries, for example. Here I have the selection of the commentaries that I regard to be the best. Then I have, for example, dictionary. Dictionary for Greek, dictionary language, Greek dictionaries that I regard to be the best dictionaries out there. Or then I'm having theological dictionaries available as well. Or you see that I have put contextual information, biblical contextual information about culture, about other written resources, non-biblical resources. I have put them into these categories. I have the category images, so which allows me to find all the resources that contain images of the ancient Near East. So these categories help me to very quickly find what I want to search. So let's now show you how beneficial this actually is, organizing your library into categories. Let's go to search. And as you can see here, we could run, you know that already from previous tutorials, syntax, morphological searches, media searches, Bible or basic. Now the difference between Bible and basic is that basic will search all resources, disregarding whether they're Bibles or not. So this is what we want to do. Now you can search all text in your documents, or you specify actually the collection that you want to search. For example, we want to search our dictionaries that we have put together. You see here tags and ratings. I've created dictionary Bible dictionaries. So now I can click on Bible dictionaries, and then I will add the search tool, for example, Sabbath. And so now you see that I'm searching for the word Sabbath throughout my specific collection, namely my Bible dictionaries. So obviously under Dictionary Bible, they are not all Bible dictionaries put into that category, because some of the Bible dictionaries I regard as not having that quality, that high quality that I regard, that I want for my theological work. Here, for example, Anchor Bible Dictionary is definitely one of those dictionaries that I regard as being a top-ranked dictionary. Okay, I can go for other resources. So we just put together the syntax tools, right? These are Hebrew, so we might not find here. We have syntax tools, the term that we want. Here we have it. In all the syntax searches, in all the syntax tool category, I find the word Sabbath twice, and it's basically in the Anderson Forbes dictionary on where grammatical terms are defined. Let's say you're interested in the term casus pendens. Casus pendens, a grammatical term, but you don't want to search it in all resources. You want to search it only in your grammars, in your grammar categories that you have created. For example, grammar Hebrew. You see collections. I go to my tags because they contain my preferred Hebrew grammars. So I click here, grammar Hebrew, and now I'm going to type in casus pendens. It's basically the Latin term for the fronted element as it's used in modern Bible, in modern grammars. So you see library results, 48 cases in where my casus pendens appears, 17 articles and 3 resources. Now I can go here by resource and see, okay, it appears actually in the Biblical Hebrew Biblical Hebrew Reference Grammar, which is a great grammar, and there in the glossary we will find an explanation of what a casus pendens is. So let's click here on the glossary, enlarge this, and now you see casus pendens, see dislocation construction. So now we can click on dislocation construction, and there we should, actually I can just hover over it and you see the information here. Dislocation construction consists of a grammatical element isolated to the left or the right of the clause, the dislocated constituent, and a main clause containing an element, the so-called resumptive element that refers to the dislocated constituent. And then there's an example, this food, I will eat it all. So you see this food would be the casus pendens, or the so-called dislocated constituent, this food, and then it's resumed later by this pronoun it, I will eat all. Okay, so this is how organizing your library becomes very, very efficient. You can find your search terms in just those resources that you want to look at. Okay, and finally, to round this up, a great way of providing you quick access to your most favorite resources is by creating little quick access icons. You see here on the top this list of icons. These icons are those icons that they resemble those resources that I regard to be the best resources that I use on a very frequent basis. Here on the left I have, for example, the Qumran scrolls, and then I have the Septuagint, then I have the BHS, then I have my Nestle Aland, and then I have my ESV, and so on. Here, for example, the Anchor Bible Dictionary. Now, in one of my earlier tutorials, you saw that opening texts or resources is done by either clicking on the library sign and then searching for your tool, for example, the Anchor Bible Dictionary. Anchor Bible, and I was using the category, so let's go for tutorials. Okay, Anchor Bible Dictionary, so here we have it, Anchor Bible Dictionary. I could click on it, and then my Anchor Bible Dictionary shows up here. But in order to get there, you have to do a couple of clicks. Yeah, you click here, then you type in your search term, then you found it, then you click on it, and then it shows up. Now, in order to be faster, you could just use the command line and type in anchor, and then it finds an Anchor Bible Dictionary, and you can click on it. But this still, you click in there, you type your search basically, and then click on the resource. So it's 3 actions. Or you just click on your hyperlink here. I click it, and it's there. So how to do this? Well, in order to set up this list, you can just open your resource. Let's open a resource that does not yet show up here. Let's say the Dictionary of Demons and Deities, which is a great dictionary. Demons and Deities. Here we have a Dictionary of Deities and Demons in the Bible. So I open this resource. Here it is. Okay, and now I just drag this tab into the list up here. And this will provide the hyperlink. So you see this icon that appeared now here. So now I don't have to go to library anymore, nor do I have to utilize here the search bar. I can just click on this icon and my dictionary, in that case my dictionary, or in any other case the resource, will open quickly. Okay, there's one last final thing I want to show you, and that is how to open two resources or two iterations of the same resource. So you see we have the ESV here, but perhaps you want to have the ESV a second time in order to compare two different texts. Now, in order to do that, you can just double click here, right click here, and then say open in a new tab. So now you see we have, let's move this over. Now we have the ESV on the left as well as on the right. So this is what you do. You just right click and then open in a new tab. Yeah, this can also be done here, ESV. And then you can say open in a new tab. So now we should have 3 ESVs open, as you can see. Okay, I hope that was helpful. Please, especially when you grow your library, make sure that you organize the library because that's the only way how to prevent you from losing a lot of time and going through resources that are not really high quality. And there are unfortunately a lot of resources that come in usually the Logos bundles that I regard as, you know, being rather unfortunate. You shouldn't have them in your package, and you should kind of get them out of your package in order to operate with Logos Bible software faster and quicker. Now, in order to prevent you searching resources that are really of lower quality, you have to organize your library and create your own categories under my tags. So going up here and then following the procedure that I have outlined. Okay, I hope that tutorial was helpful. Bye.